ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the regular board meeting of Shields Township for October 2025. I call this meeting to order at 5:03 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Sure. Trustee Zwarthout?
Here.
Trustee Prager?
Here.
Supervisor So?
Here.
Trustee Alvarez Avila?
Here.
Trustee Parnell? Here.
Okay. Now I ask you all to rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have 3 presentations this evening. The first one is for Mother's Trust Foundation. Hi.
Hi.
And is your name Julie Harris? Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
And and you could come to the podium.
Oh, boy.
I just want to say a few things about your honesty.
Thank you.
All right, so my name is Julie Hallis. I work for Mother's Trust Foundation. I started out as a volunteer. So I volunteered there for about a year, and my girlfriend kind of reeled me in, and she said, all right, will you co-chair? We have a soiree coming up November 8th. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And I said, sure. So it all started with that, having started as a co-chair, and then just loving this foundation. So just a little bit, just for those of you that don't know anything about Mother's Trust. So we support low-income children in crisis in Lake County. So we work with 270 approximately social agencies and community schools to make sure that these children are taken care of in immediate needs. So this is kind of the gap. So we make sure that the gaps are filled. So whatever the social services can't handle, we kind of fill the gap in between. And it's generally a one-time help. It's not, we want to make sure that whatever the need is, that they're able to sustain it. So this isn't something that we just continue to do. Some of the areas of need, education, extracurricular activities, a lot of summer camps this year, football camp in the fall, cheerleading, we have baby gear, so new mothers, a lot of single mothers. So baby gear, any type of help that they may need with utilities. Right now, this week, we had our service meeting and there was a lot of utility shutoffs. So we help them one time with help that they need. Sometimes it's because of, my car broke down and I needed to fix my car. And so I just need this help just once. And I'm sure everyone in this room can understand what that feels like. I just need that help just that one time. So those are some of the areas that we help with. We do have some service events that we do annually. One of them is the coat drive. The coat drive is going on right now. So if you have extra coats at home, Mother's Trust would love to take them. We have an event November 15th. Anyone in Lake County can come and get coats for the winter, and that includes gloves and hats, so any sort of winter apparel. We also have a pop-up prom, so that's in the prom season. I think it's March 15th, we generally have that, so we get a lot of prom dresses. In the past, we've done suits for the boys, which also helps them in their careers later on. So those are our 2 big service events that we do. We do a lot of other events just to get our name out there. Because when I first started with Christine on the soiree. I've never heard of Mother's Trust, and so we're trying to get our name out there more through social media, through Instagram, any other way that we can, things like this, events like this, just talking to people. And then finally, of course, the big fundraiser we have, which is the soiree, which is November 8th. If anyone is available, it's at Knollwood Country Club. We have a live auction with a lot of amazing trips. We have an around the town with a lot of local businesses that have contributed, and and that's put into one package, but there's a lot of great auction items available. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. Last year we helped, just to give you an idea of the number, last year we helped 4,000 children. This year to date, we're already past that number. So our numbers are up about 25% year over year in the number of children that we're helping. So I wanted to thank Shields Township for helping us this year and all the other years that you have helped us. We really appreciate it.
These are great
Yeah.
organizations, so thank you.
Thank you.
Julie,
Any questions?
First of all, thank you for your service and so forth, with your program and so forth. Is this all just in Lake County, just in southern Lake County? Are you all the whole?
All of Lake County.
All of Lake County?
Yeah.
And is most of your need in, along the lake shore, or are you going pretty far out west? What do you see?
Waukegan is our largest.
Okay.
Yeah, so the majority of the children are from Waukegan. We've got North Chicago, but yeah, that's majority.
Well, thank
Well,
you.
we go
again.
out to Lake Zurich, we go, further out, so it's all of Lake County.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for what you do.
Any other questions?
I think so. I just want to thank you for the dedication you've shown to this initiative, and please reach out to any of us if there's a way that you think Shields Township can help you, and
About different events and stuff like that, so we'd love to put it on
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. All right, thank you, appreciate that.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. And now, for, the senior center in Dickinson Hall, Miss Tricia.
Hi everybody, I'm Patricia. I am the manager at Dickinson Hall, the senior center for Lake Forest and Lake Bluff. And I'm just here to tell you what we do there. We've been in existence for over 50 years. We are located way out west, south and west in the Lake Forest area. We have over 1,000 members, but we are mostly proud of our staff and the amount of parties and lectures and events that we do that people, our biggest concern is that seniors that live alone don't have a place to go. They, will sit at home, so we just have a wonderful time having people come there for parties and games. They play games all day. So, but our biggest thing is our senior advocate. So we have a senior advocate on staff. So she sees over 900 of our members and residents over the year, just helping them with Medicare or finding resources for their any home care agencies that they need, or home health agencies, or helping with, we just had a woman in that we helped with her bookkeeping. Her husband had passed away and we needed to help her get her bookkeeping in order. But we have social services funds that we use to help seniors in need who need maybe a new refrigerator, or as you said, maybe a car breaks down and they just don't have the funds to get that fixed. So we do have a fund that we help with that type of work, and Brittany is our senior advocate, and she does all that work. We also have a scholarship program for individuals who are not, their income isn't as high, so they sometimes struggle, so we will give them a membership and also grants that they can use to attend any of our programs. They can use it to use our transportation program. They use it to do fitness, so it really helps them be able to get in and get involved with the community and with other people like them. So that's part of it, our transportation program, we also have, a minivan, we just got a minivan with a wheelchair lift. So that will be helpful, but we have transportation 5 days a week. So we, can transport a senior who no longer drives or has a temporary, reason for not driving, so they can call us and get a ride to local, doctor's appointments or errands or, hair appointments. So that's about what we do in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Any questions?
I do. Do you do home evaluations?
Not typically, it depends on what the situation is.
Mhm.
So we could definitely go into, to look at if there's safety issues or anything, but the most part would be to, put that into another, agency that could do that. So we work closely with Faith in Action, which is a Lake County, it's actually called Partners in Aging now. So we work closely with them, and they are the ones that go in and do assessments, so they can help individuals. They do more of, they're like our gap filler for when we can't get somebody to a doctor's appointment that's outside of our range. So they do a lot of that for us, for individuals.
Well, again, just as I said to Julie, thank you so much for reaching out. That's a group of people that sometimes can be very missed, as their lives are getting to the end of the twilight part of their lives and so forth. People can be forgotten and other things.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, thank you for your willingness to
You're
make
welcome,
them feel.
every one of us just would really enjoy it. Thanks.
I have been a member of the senior center for many, many years, and Terry Swarthout, who's Trent's grandmother, was also a member. We're in the same age bracket, and I cannot begin to tell you the wonderful things that they do for seniors that are really in need, and those of us who, barely get along. But they have a course there this year I'm taking on Shakespeare. We're doing King Lear, and it's going to kill me. But
We met a lot of Trent's family actually there. Cousins and aunts. There's a lot of sport cows out there.
A lot of school house out there.
Yes, there is.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
And
Trish.
now, we have Alderman Carl Evans and we have Supervisor Michael Jones. And I don't know whoever wants to. Well, thank you, Supervisor.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. Good to see my dear friend Jan. Front center, you don't know a little bit? No? Aging. All right, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Again, as Supervisor Urso stated, my name is Supervisor Mark Jones. I'm the supervisor of Waukegan Township. Good to see Supervisor Urso and board member, board trustee. How you guys doing? Those I haven't met yet, how are you? Some familiar faces here. So I'm here to talk about the Waukegan Township Our Senior Program, which under the leadership of former Supervisor Urso, you all decided to grant us a grant to help fund some of the senior programming that you all, great people here at Shields, can take advantage of over in Waukegan Township. So some of the fruit of the investment that you all have made, first of all, let me just start by saying that our center is called the Patricia A. Jones Center, who was named after our former Waukegan Township supervisor. And we do provide a multitude of services. Anything to build camaraderie and communication between some of our senior constituents and members who may be isolated, they don't get out a lot. Sometimes the kids and the grandkids move away, and unfortunately, you're forgotten about. But they can come to our center, and it's always full between 200 people a day. Participating in things such as a cribbage group, which is full all the time. Wood shop, where there definitely wood sculptures are made on a daily basis to help, you gotta keep those motor skills going and that cognitive thinking going so you stay sharp as well. We have billiards. We have exercise programs. We do field trips as well. Internationally, we go to London, Italy, Just came back from a trip to Martha's Vineyard, which was sold out very quickly, and was very attended as well. So we provide all kind of recreational as well as support group services. In 2026, we'll be starting our Alzheimer's and dementia support group. We'll be starting our diabetes support group, and we do have a really multifaceted health and wellness program that is available to Waukegan and Shields Township seniors due to the partnership of this wonderful board and the leadership of Supervisor Urso Spola. Okay, so with that said, I it's always good for me to talk about what we provide, but nothing kind of tells the story like data, right? So data is really what tells the story of how a program or a partnership is really effective. So through the funds that were granted to our township board by you all, we were able to do things such as we put together a food truck festival, which was heavily attended in Waukegan. We have an ice cream social, which we get free Culver's ice cream donated to us from Culver's, and I was attended by a good portion of Shields Township residents. We had our first annual country and line dancing soiree, which was attended by 80 people, 10% of which were Shields Township residents as well. I did mention our daily exercise and wellness program. 15% of those participants are Shields Township residents as well, and there's about 50 people up in that. We did partner with Lake County Connect to provide a class called Tech at Your Base. It was a 6-week cohort, and at the end of it, each participant was granted a free laptop just for coming 1 day a week for 6 weeks to learn how to navigate Facebook. Because you want to keep up with your grandkids, and I don't know, my mom is 72, but she scrolls more than me. So she's on Facebook religiously. So with that said, we taught them how to navigate through that. They were granted a free laptop. Of that program, let me see, 15% of our participants were Shields Township residents as well. We do have a bi-monthly newsletter that goes out as well. We have 29 residents of Shields Township on that as well. And then we started a farmer's market in collaboration with the Lake County Urban Farm. So they grow fresh produce right there at CLC. They bring it to our senior facility, and we do provide coupons to our senior people who come to purchase those fresh fruits and produce as well. Completely complimentary. In addition to that, we also have, and this isn't for Shields, we can discuss a further agreement, but for our residents in Waukegan and Shields Township up to our border of North Chicago, which is 18th Street and Sheridan Road, we do provide a complimentary lawn maintenance and snow care program. So, so basically on a bi-weekly basis, the crew comes out, they manicure, blow, edge the lawn of that senior. And in the wintertime, if there's an accumulation of 2 inches of snow or more, we plow and shovel. Right now, there's 582 seniors who are signed up on that program. Again, it's completely complimentary, and that's something that we would love to expand out. I don't know, some of the properties in this area, I don't know if we can handle it. They're a little bit more modest than Waukegan, so I don't know if I don't know if we can handle it, but we'd be willing to try. Because we understand with the rising costs of medication, groceries, gas, utilities, regardless of what your socioeconomic status is, you can be infected and maybe be on a fixed income. So we don't want to assume that anyone, no matter what your zip code is, can be in need of these services. And my objective is always to provide them to as many people as possible, because and I like to say this too, before I was a supervisor, I did work, I was the manager of our transitional housing facility for homeless men. And a misconception is that most of those men lived in the North Chicago, Waukegan area. And I was there for 8 years, and I'm telling you, we had men transitioning from homelessness to independence that lived in Lake Forest, Highland Park, Northbrook, Deerfield, but they never could talk about it. It was a stigma, and they never could discuss it. So and they were college educated, they weren't drug addicts, they just maybe had a divorce, maybe had depression, maybe had different mental health issues. So I have to say these issues, they cross invisible lines of socioeconomic status and zip codes. We all can be affected. And a lot of us oftentimes need a hand up and not a hand out. And that's what we do. We give a hand up, not handouts. Because we have to be sensible with our tax dollars. I think we all agree with that. So, that's my spiel. And we also work, I think I saw was Mother's Trust here, or who was that before me? Yes, and we do great, good partnership with Mother's Trust as well. Again, just providing to our community and the Shields constituents as well. So, had a great opportunity to meet with some of your trustees and the new supervisor who came by to tour our facilities, I believe about 3 weeks ago. And it was a pleasure to have you all come out and see. We have 5 buildings, our transitional housing facility for men, transitional housing for women with children, our senior center, our supervisor's office, and our highway department. So, yeah, it was great for me to come out and tour that, and I hope it was as good for you all as it was for me. And hopefully we can collaborate, continue to grow and prosper in the future.
Thank you.
Is that too much?
No, that's not. Yeah.
Any
Any
questions?
questions, comments, concerns? I love questions.
I have a question.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
you say you do maintenance, I think everything you do is amazing, but who is doing it? Are you hiring out or are you volunteering to do?
Our lawn maintenance program?
Yeah,
Also, here's what's really cool about that. So we do hire, but it's seasonal, okay? So most of our employees are college kids home for the summer, or even high school seniors. So we're able to give them a wage, put some money in their pocket, as well as give back to the community. And because Lord knows, you know, I have a daughter in college, and I would love for her not to ask me for money.
well, I was just wondering, like, if you had Mariani doing it or you had Paul doing it, which is much more preferable. in
Oh,
my
yeah.
book.
And you know, the wage is a lot lower with you. as well.
Yes,
So,
yes, okay.
so yeah, so
Thank you.
good question.
More questions?
Covered it all?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, of course.
Thank you. Any other questions from anybody? Hearing none, I will close this portion of the meeting. Okay, the next item on the agenda is public comment. This portion of the meeting, where anyone in the audience who wishes to address the board may do so. We ask that you come forward, state your name, spelling your last name, for the record, and provide your address. We also ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes, because state law limits the board to consideration of the matters listed on the published agenda. We ask that you please not take offense if we do not respond to matters, and you may rise for public comment. That being said, Madam Clerk, has anyone signed up for public comment? Thank you, ladies.
Jan Snowbrick. Yes, I got it.
My name is Sharon Snowbrick, and I live in Lake Pub. And I think you all have a copy of this. During May and June 2025, 8 policies, procedures, and rules drafted by the township attorneys were reviewed and approved by the board. General legal fees for this period amounted to $12,500. The subsequent handling of these documents after approval has not been specified. It is unclear whether staff or elected officials received training regarding the content of these documents. The township attorney noted that a significant portion of high legal costs over the previous 3 years, 2022 to 2025, were attributed to time spent training elected officials and staff. However, it is not stated whether this training specifically addressed adherence to the documents approved by the board. Purchases under $1,000 require approval from the township administrator, while those under $30,000 need the supervisor's approval. Previously, the supervisor's limit was $20,000. However, road maintenance proposals this year show no evidence of these approvals, even though $26,000 was spent by August. The ethics and gift ban policy, a township ordinance, and state Board of Elections mandate prohibits employees from participating in any election recount or challenge while uncompensated time. However, a full-time road department employee without documented time off attended a recount of Lake County County Clerk's Office on May 12th, accompanied by a current Shields Township board member. Township residents require accessible information about township management, fund allocation, and employee activities during working hours. Currently, there is limited transparency regarding oversight and the utilization of tax dollars.
Thank you, Ms. James. Is there anyone else signed up?
Yeah, Miss Kathleen Bahanka.
Hi, guys. The lowering of the road levy in December of 2022 and the continued lack of CPI adjustment increases led to a cumulative $600,000 loss of road funds for the township. If this levy practice continues, there could be a loss of over $1.5 million during this board's term. It is unclear whether the past supervisor road chair lowered road funds with purposeful intent or lack of understanding. Historical documentation does not provide a rationale or show the board's awareness of the road funding. The lowering of the road levy is of issue for taxpayers because the total tax did not go away, but in fact was transferred to the corporate town fund by way of the levy approval. During the same period, the town funds have increased by $729,000, that's 54%. When the road district was dissolved in May of 2021, the town board and trustees legally, you guys, assumed the taxing authority and responsibility for all the road functions. According to township law, road funds can only be transferred to another fund by voter approval of the electoral at a special election meeting, and only if there are surplus funds. The money did not move via consent of the electoral. In fact, the use of township funds to purchase $174,000 of road equipment in recent years suggests a shortage of money within the road fund. Highway Code for Townships provides 50% of the levied road fund back to the municipalities within the township. Unfortunately, the past board was not aware of the law, thus could not fairly represent the community when approving the levies. The board packets have misinformed the current board. In presenting property tax receipts for the road funds of $493,000, you'll see that in your report, when in fact the township will only receive about $261,000. Why was the money moved out of the road fund? The community has been provided no rationale. The municipalities are all aware of how their road receipts were decreased. It is now this board's responsibility to ensure fair funding of our roads. You have the authority and the responsibility to refund our road money to the entire community of Shields. I am hopeful you will all make the right decision when approving the levy this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have Alderman Evans. Harlan.
How's everybody? I see some things don't change, right? All right. So I'm Alderman Evans of North Chicago. I gotta say this. First, I gotta thank the supervisor, Urso, and Scott Helburn, because they both came out to North Chicago to represent Shields Township. And I'm gonna invite all the rest of you out there as soon as I have another meeting, because it was very helpful. It shows the combination of us sharing things together. They came out and spoke about taxes and spoke about the township itself. As you know, a lot of people from the city of North Chicago does not come down here, but we do have representation that is here. And we just want to share the same things that is here in the township. As Waukegan Township Supervisor indicated, we are combined together to share things. So we're right in the middle of it all with Waukegan along with Lake Bluff. So it's a great thing and it's a great feeling because we are doing the right thing. I know some things can be difficult on things that you do here on this board, but just keep doing what you're doing because no matter what, we're always gonna have somebody discrepancy something or focus on things that's not right. But I can tell you this, if you just stay focused on the things that you guys believe in and wanna make sure things right, just keep doing it. Cause no matter what, just keep your head up and things gonna be okay. Cause I know what you go through when people come and go against the things that you wanna do. You can have a positive motivation on things, but you're also gonna have people that's against you, no matter what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Evans.
Finally, I have, Jeffrey Urso.
Alright, thank you guys. I too want to address the levy coming up. As the trustees heard last month from the auditor, we are one of the most fiscally sound townships. In the last 3 years, we were able to contract with Waukegan Township to improve services for many of our residents, hired a law firm that has fixed 30 years of mistakes, purchased 2 new vehicles that were over 20 years old, and we've added a lot of speed humps that have drastically improved safety in our community. Some of those things with the levy that you guys are gonna hear back and forth, the law did change in 2021. I encourage all the trustees and the supervisor to read that law. If it was illegal, if anything changed, that Ms. Blahank is asserting, it would have been addressed years ago. So please look at that law, take the time, and I think you'll find all the information you need. Secondly, for the presenters this evening, Mother's Trust Foundation, Dickinson Hall, and Waukegan Township Senior Center. These are 3 great causes. I encourage the board to vote to affirm to do a grant with them this evening. Mother's Trust is a great asset in our community. Dickinson Hall serves District 115, which is our high school district, tremendously. And Waukegan Township Senior Center, I really want to highlight that. That was something we did in the last few years. Supervisor Jones and Alderman Evans are incredible community leaders, and it was a lot of their foresight to connect Shields Township together. A lot of Shields residents weren't being served in the past. We got together and we made sure that was corrected. And those gentlemen, kudos to you gentlemen. You guys do a fantastic job for your residents. We couldn't be more proud to be partners with you guys, so thank you guys so much. So I encourage the board to vote to affirm the grants this evening, and thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Does anyone else want to speak that didn't sign up? Okay, I have him walking up and then I'll get to you. Just state your name.
Sure. Mike Corrett from Lake Forest. And very brief, I just also urge the board to make sure we get the road levy and the corporate funds adjusted. I understand that it's tricky doing it at the right time and the right way, so I urge you to, as Jeff said, take care to get this right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Ladies first.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. How are you? I'm Commissioner Carmesia Hawthorne of Falls Park District from North Chicago. I'm also a resident of Shields Township. I'm also a precinct committeeman of Shields 239, as well as the vice chair of our group, Lake County Democrats. And I bring greetings from North Chicago. And one of the things I want to actually ask, I wasn't prepared to have a speech or whatnot, but one of the things I will ask the board to consider, the time that the meeting started at 5 o'clock, it was a really press for me to get here. And these meetings are so important. A lot of, when you think about America, 5 o'clock is that cutoff time for people getting off when they work first shift. So I'm asking the board to change the time, possibly to 5:30, so we will have that leeway, that 30-minute travel time to get to you guys, because this is important. The information given here is important. I believe there's a lot of people that would like to participate, but if we have it and people don't know about it, we run into that time, that 5 o'clock span when most of America is getting off at 5 o'clock. It was traffic and everything, so that's all I want. Thank you guys, and I appreciate that the work you're doing. I'm looking forward to working with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Ed Duffy from Lake Bluff. I'd also encourage the board to really look at the road levies and the disbursements of money and the shift of monies from the road fund in 2022 to the general fund. I'd also ask
does anybody know why that happened? Would be really worth it to delve back into it, to see if it was lawful for one and prudent for two. Because it is the taxpayers of, all the taxpayers of Shields Township and the municipalities that it services, it's their tax money and it's their money to use for roads, not to use for any kind of purpose that the general fund, the general corporate fund may want to use it for. So please go back, look at why that happened, and hopefully you'll redirect the money back into the road fund so that we can proper upkeep of the township roads. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to make a public comment? Hearing none.
That's it. Okay, hearing and seeing none, I will now close this portion of the meeting. Okay, the next is reports. And I'll start with the supervisor's report. So this month I joined Carl Evans and Scott Helton at the City of North Chicago City Hall to assist residents and answer questions regarding assessment matters, property taxes, and senior freeze exemptions. It was a productive session that allowed us to provide clarity on several important topics and strengthen our collaboration with city officials. Deputy Clerk Lisson and I attended the MTA annual dinner and seminar in Naperville, where we participated in informative sessions focused on budgeting practices and levy preparation. The event offered valuable insights and networking opportunities with colleagues from across the region. Additionally, Trustee Swarthout and I toured the Dickinson Hall Senior Center, a beautiful facility tucked away in East Old Elm Road. The visit gave us a closer look at the programs and amenities available at to local seniors. We did experience a brief hiccup during our tour when we became temporarily stuck in the elevator.
No.
But staff responded quickly and ensured our safety. So we made it through. Yes.
Oh.
It was also a busy month for infrastructure improvements with the drainage repair projects taking place on Woodland, Green, Foster, Talbot, and Jenkinson. These efforts are part of our ongoing commitment to improving neighborhood drainage, reducing flooding concerns, and maintaining safety. Reliable infrastructure for residents. This month also marked the mailing of the Blue Card, which always generates a high volume of residents' calls and questions. I want to extend a sincere thank you to Carl and Deputy Clerk Lissette for the outstanding job they've been doing. Many residents call with concerns or frustrations, but thanks to their patience, professionalism, and knowledge, those same residents end the call informed and grateful. Their dedication continues to reflect positively on our office and the township as a whole. So thank you guys.
Thanks.
I don't know where Carl is.
Well, it's over there.
Thank you. Okay, and then, Mr. Carl, Administrator, do you have anything?
Yes, I have a couple things.
Thank you.
So first, I want to give the assessor report, and as Supervisor Urso mentioned, we've had quite a few people on calls. Assessor helped set up several years ago a review process, an informal process where they can come in and we kind of explain why their house is assessed the way it is. And if they want to question the value of it, we teach them how to set up a grid for comparables. And then our values person reviews that and creates another grid, and then we either make a decision if we're not going to change, we think the value is fair, or we're willing to reduce it. So we had about 100 informal requests this year, which is about what we had last year. And many of those, almost all of those settled. And some that got a no change, which is not what they wanted, of course, because everybody thinks they pay too much in taxes. But they at least understood why it was. And then they also had the equipment then, the tool to, if they wanted to appeal, they've already created the grid, it's called a comparison grid, that they can then present to the appeals board. So that's been a real successful program. It's been very hectic, but I think that a lot of people came in upset and left at least understanding a little bit about the value of their homes. Maybe not happy still about their taxes, but most people aren't. We do have some of the lowest taxes though in Shields Township, well, in most of Shields Township. Lake Forest is at about just under 6, Lake Bluff's just under 7, Dolan as well. North Chicago is another case, but before Mr. Helton came in, it was up to 18%. It's down to under 14, and it'll be lower, it'll be in the 13s. I can't tell you how much though until we know what we've collected. So that's lower too. And a lot of the residents of North Chicago are more in need of computer assistance and help, so we welcome them to come in and get help with our evaluations. That's all I have for the assessor side. Our final day for reviews is tomorrow, and we're starting to wrap all them up now. As far as the administration side, again, yes, I'm going to address the levy. Next month we have to approve a levy. Okay, I think there's some misinformation going out there about it, and there's many reasons why it is. So what the township plans to do, and what we ask you trustees to come on board with, is we levy the maximum, which is 4.99. We get COLA, which is cost of living. Cost of living increase, which this year will be 2.9. But by requesting the maximum, if there's any new builds, new residents that are built, we couldn't add it on to that 2.9 because we would exceed it. So we get to add it on with new builds and new construction. If there's any errors, we also get to add them on. Whereas we wouldn't be able to at all. And there's quite a few new builds in the township in the course of a year, so we don't want to miss that capture. As far as the levy, we are going to ask for the maximum, which will be we'll get 2.91 or 2.9. I'm sorry. What I would suggest, I will send you out some information within probably the middle of next week after I wrap up this review of what the figures and numbers will represent. And then I would highly suggest that you make contact with our accountant. As far as what Shields has done in the last 3 years, as past Supervisor Urso mentioned, it's all perfectly legal, it's acceptable. As we said, we've had a clean audit, and if the auditors didn't think it was proper, they would have made mention of it, as well as the accountant, and it was fully vetted by the township attorney. So nothing we're doing is illegal. And we're going to ask for the same appropriations as we did last year, same amounts. So again, I will send you that packet. I will give you our accountant's phone number if you don't have it. But I need you to address this before the meeting, and you need to come to at least some kind of decision in your own mind, because we have to turn this in by a certain date in December. If it does not get addressed in November, there'll be a special meeting called, and you'll be back here for another fun session. So I'd like you to take this very seriously. We do at the township, and appreciate everybody's support. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. Is there any questions from the board? Okay, hearing none, I'll close this portion of the meeting. Okay, next order of business is we have 3 sets of bills for the board's consideration. Payroll and bills for the town fund amount is $27,993.09. Payroll and bills for general assistance is 0. Payroll and bills for the road and bridge in the amount of $32,674.08. Is there a motion to approve payment for the payroll and bills of the town fund, general assistance, road and bridge as presented?
Motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, the motion is made by trustee Swarthout and seconded by trustee Michelle. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Swarthout?
Aye.
Trustee Prager?
Aye.
Supervisor Urso?
Aye.
Trustee Alvarez-Avila? Trustee Parnell?
Okay, the motion carries and the payment of the bills is approved as presented. Okay, old business. Is there any old business that any members of this board wish to bring forward? Okay, hearing none, I will close this portion of the meeting. Okay, 2025. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So
Second. A motion is made by trustee Catherine and trustee Trent. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Swartha.
Aye.
Trustee Prager.
Aye.
Supervisor Urso.
Aye.
Trustee Oliver Sabella.
Aye.
And trustee Parnell.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries and the regular meeting minutes of September 18, 2025 are approved as presented. Okay, so now the approval of the service contract from Mother's Trust Fund. Is there a motion to approve the service contract as presented?
Motion.
Okay.
Somebody.
Okay.
Whoever.
All right, second, thank you. The motion is made by trustee Trent and seconded by trustee Michelle. Is there any discussion?
where's the actual contract?
So you have an example one in your packet, and then I have the finalized contracts for the people to sign.
Okay, but,
The verbiage is all the same, you just didn't get the filled-in name of like who it's going to.
or the amount of the service, the cost of the service?
You can ask supervisor or so, she
Laid
decided.
over the.
What I need to
Yeah, I know that.
It was,
There was an email about that,
5 for Mother's Trust and 10 for Dickinson and 10 for, Waukegan Senior Center.
Okay.
And that was it, right?
Correct, yeah,
So
that's
the-
correct, yeah,
so the
and I will,
motion is made by
get the
trustee
signatures
Bennett,
page out to
trustee-
those people.
Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Sorry, trustee Swartha.
Aye.
Trustee Prager.
Aye.
Supervisor Urso.
Aye.
Trustee Oliver Sabella.
Aye.
Trustee Parnell.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries and the service contract for Mother's Trust Foundation is approved as presented. Okay, approval of the service contract to City of Lake Forest Lake Bluff Senior Citizens Foundation, formerly known as Dickinson Hall. Is there a motion to approve the service contract as presented?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion is made by trustee Michelle, second by trustee Catherine. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Swartha.
Aye.
Trustee Prager.
Aye.
Supervisor Urso.
Aye.
Trustee Oliver Sabella.
Aye.
Trustee Parnell.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries on the service contract to City of Lake Forest, Lake Bluff Senior Citizens Foundation, commonly known as Dickinson Hall, is approved as presented. Okay, the approval for the service contract of Waukegan Township Senior Center. Is there a motion to approve the service contract as presented?
Motion.
Thank you. And seconded by Trent, thank you. The motion is made by trustee Catherine, seconded by trustee Trent. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Swartha.
Aye.
Trustee Prager.
Aye.
Supervisor Urso.
Aye.
Trustee Oliver Sabella.
Aye.
Trustee Parnell.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries and the service contract to Waukegan Township Senior Center is approved as presented. Okay, next one is, executive session. Is there any reason to adjourn to executive session? No, okay, hearing none, I will close this portion of the meeting. Okay, is there any other business that any member of this board wishes to bring forward?
I'd like to add as an agenda item for next discussion, moving the time of the meeting back half an hour. We've gotten,
5:30?
yeah,
It's set for a year.
It's set
We
for a
vote
year.
on that, I think, in February, so it's set for the year.
well, can't we adjust it as the current trustees, don't we have the authority to go ahead and modify that?
That works.
We'll have to look into it, but it is set for the year.
Yeah.
So that will work.
Access, the more access you have, the better you're gonna present to everybody.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The more access you
Right.
allow,
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Like, I should have said 30 minutes is,
Yeah.
that's a good.
30 minutes, I think, is minimum 6, or, I mean, I even heard somebody say they'd like it at 7, and I, I have kids, appointments, sports, they're not quite old enough to drive themselves, like, God, I wish they were.
I think 5:30 is not that crazy.
No, no, and I think
30 minutes is a lot of time.
to somebody's point, a lot of us who don't work from home are in transit at that time, especially going into winter months where traffic takes longer because of snow and inclement weather. Yeah.
It should be amended.
No, it makes sense, yes.
Change.
Okay.
You, I don't believe you can take action on that this evening. You could, two trustees could submit it to be on the agenda for next month.
Which is,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
whatever.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the agenda for next. Okay.
I have something for free. We had a boil order and so forth, and I was wondering if we would be able to figure out, I actually put a, call into the public works and so forth, and I didn't really get, to where I wanted to be to get any answers. But I was a little surprised, that there wasn't like a better notification for the boil order for the Shields Township area.
Chris,
They
Chris,
didn't send anything to us.
you have to sign up for it with the Department of Public Works, so if you got Lake County Public Works, you can receive it by text or you can receive it by email. If you go to their website, there's a link and it'll set you right up with that. Also, it was posted on the Knollwood Neighbors and, the Shields Township Facebook page. So, yeah, it is disappointing because I didn't know it, and I'm drinking water.
Like, there should be like a quicker form of communication.
Yeah, like we never got it either, like, and
Yeah.
Shields to put it on our website,
Put it on the
fine.
website.
We
That's- I
did
guess
get on
that's-
there, but it
yeah,
then, yeah.
I appreciate the
that was
clarity.
a whole
I
other
think
thing.
that's more what I was trying to say is that nobody knew. Like,
Correct,
it went
yeah.
nowhere
No, I
as
know.
opposed to somewhere. And I don't think this time was as dire, but I know that in the past that we have had this exercise when I worked for the city of Highland Park, that was something that you had to be very, very careful with. And so I just, maybe, I don't know, I'll try to follow up on it myself and maybe try to get some better answers of why
Yeah.
we didn't get more of a heads up about what was going on. But I understand that Lake Forest ended up in this last week also
Yes,
having a
yes.
boil order with their own problems and their own situation with that. And so, again, I just think it's a better way for us to serve the community to make sure that we can do that as quickly as
I
possible.
can tell you that Lake Forest, more people heard it on the news than they did from getting it on text.
On the text or.
I can
Yes.
testify to that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so again, maybe a miss, so, residents of Shields Township will try to serve better with that. I think it was good clarification that you can, go to the website yourself as well. I will be doing that myself, but, in the future, hopefully we'll be able to get this rectified so that information can go, directly to the Shields website and so forth, so that Alyssa and others can make sure that that gets, pronounced as quickly as possible to those that might need to know. So, thank you.
Thank you.
One last question. Carl, you had mentioned sending information. When can we expect?
I said middle of the week, next week, after I wrap up the review.
You did say that, thanks. Yep, okay.
Okay, so that's all the business, all right, so, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I second.
Alright, motion is made by trustee Ed, second by trustee Catherine, alright, all in favor say aye. The ayes have it, and we are adjourned at 5:56 PM. Thank you.
Yes, please, thank you.